There has been a massive immigration rule that has been implemented this particular October, and it is going to affect lots of people, including skilled workers, visitors, high potential individuals, those under scalar visas and what have you. Okay, so in this video I'll be sharing with you few major changes that has been implemented by the UK government. So stay tuned with me and let's get right into it. My name is Grace Online. Here I share everything migration, from job opportunities to visas. I talk about lifestyle in the UK and everything that will help you live and thrive in the UK successfully. So kindly like, share and subscribe to this channel. The UK has made several changes regarding rules, including immigration rules. And usually when they make a proposal regarding a rule they want to change, they first of all put it in what we call the white paper. So the white paper is more or less like a document where they put, let's say, rules they want to implement, but a decision is not made yet. And then after they deliberate on it, they think about it critically, and a decision is made, they now transfer it to what we call the common paper. So that is where the name House of Common Paper is derived from. So we have the House of Common Paper, which has different numbers attached to it. So this particular rule is the House of Common Paper 1333. So the 1333 is just a number just to identify what type of rule it is, because the rules are so many, just to be able to know what type of rule it is for reference sake. Is that okay? The first is statelessness or family changes. So when we talk about statelessness, basically statelessness is when a person has lost his sense of identity. So it means that the person doesn't really belong to a country in terms of citizenship. For instance, if you find yourself in a country where is a war-zone country and then you escape and you come to the UK, the UK receives you to help you settle and it leads to permanent residence. So in this particular change, previously, people will find themselves in this situation, their partners or dependents in general, they find it difficult to join them. They make the rule, or should I say the processes that the dependents have to follow to apply to join them very strict and difficult. But now in the new rule, the government has made it very easy for dependents to apply to join their family in the UK. I don't know if that makes sense. So basically the idea or the reason is just to strengthen family union. If there is something I give UK kudos for, is the fact that they really appreciate family and they know the essence of having a family or family being together at the same place. So I really give kudos to UK for that. Yeah. Second point is a stricter English language requirement. So this particular change affects 3 visa categories, which are the skilled worker visa, the high potential individual visa, and then we have the scale up visa. For those who don't know, the high potential individual visa is a type of visa that gives opportunity to people that have completed 50 topmost universities within 5 years. So it gives opportunity to those people to come into the UK and work. Scale-up visa is a type of visa that gives power to a UK employer to employ people that has got certain skills, like let's say data analysts, IT technicians, software developers, and certain major patients. Okay, so it gives a UK employer the opportunity to employ this category of people, but there are requirements that an employer needs to meet before they can employ or recruit people to come and work on this type of visa. That is, the employer should have experienced a massive growth within 2 years. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. So now back to the main thing, which is the requirements, the English requirements. So what has it moved to? What was it before and what has it moved to? Now, previously the English requirement was B1, and now it has been increased to B2. I'm sure most of you thinking, what is B1, what is B2? I will explain. So we have what we call the Common European Framework of Reference for Language. This particular body, they have classified English language into levels. And with the B1 simply means that a person should be able to communicate in basic terms like day-to-day conversation. That is B1. And with B2 is that someone should be able to communicate, or should I say have complex conversations. So the B2 is higher than the B1. So previously, the requirements for those on these particular visas is that they should meet the B1 standard. But now it has been increased, or should I say it has been leveled up to the B2 standard. So just to make it clearer, an example is IELTS. So for B1, the IELTS, you should have an overall score or overall band of 4.0. But now with the B2, you are required to have an overall band of 5.5. I will say, to be on the safer side, I would say just probably target 6.5, because you might not know what an employer will request or require from you. All of this is just to improve work efficiency, just so that the government will know that people who are coming to work in the country, they can communicate best in English for their for consumers to be able to understand. The thing is, all this changes still points to the fact that they are trying to reduce immigration, period. So this particular change will take effect from 8th January 2026. So it means you have a grace period of, let's say, about 2 months. So November, December. So if you're planning to travel on this route, you can start preparing for the exam. Who knows, you might just be fortunate to get the old required score, and you will not have to go through the hassle of trying to meet the new standard, So third point is Electronic Travel Authority and change to Botswana. With Electronic Travel Authority, which is ETA, is just like an online application that you do. You fill in all your details and then you are able to travel without a visa. Previously, Botswana used to travel through this route. They come into the country, they settle down. At the end, they apply for asylum and it leads to permanent residence. So now the government is saying that no, we are not going to allow you to come into the country. At the end, we use our money to take care of you. The government has changed the rule now. So now every Botswana citizen, anybody from Botswana now needs to apply for a visa before you can enter the country, before you can enter the United Kingdom. So if you know anyone from Botswana, just let them know that this is the case. This is the new rule. There is no more traveling without a visa. So the UK government has given the grace period of 6 weeks. So for those who have already bought a ticket already, you can travel within 6 weeks. From the 6 weeks from 14th October, because 14th October was when the rule was released. After 6 weeks, from 14th October, the new rule will be applied to every individual. So this is just basically an opportunity for the government to channel their resources to something that are profitable. Let me put it like that. The fourth point is sponsor or employer increment in fee charge. This one, the employer usually is responsible for paying certain amount of money when they are bringing in an employee or someone to come and work for them in the UK. Previously, the employer needs to pay £1,000 per person every year to bring a person in. That is for big companies, okay? And for small companies, you have to pay £364. That's for smaller companies. But now there has been a very massive increment. Now the employer needs to pay about £1,320 for each person every year. Do you see the gap? And then for smaller companies, you need to pay £480 to be able to bring someone into work in the UK. So you might be skilled, you have the qualifications, but the employer or an employer might not be able to bring you in because the fee is too much. The fee is very expensive. It's obviously a way the government is trying to retain their own people, because when an employer is unable to sponsor someone from overseas, they'll be forced to train their own people and let them work. If one is a graduate route, duration changes. So previously, the PhD graduates, usually after they have completed their study, they are given opportunity to stay in the country for 3 years to work, and with the other qualifications, they are given the opportunity to work in the country for up to 2 years. Now there has been a reduction with the other qualifications. Instead of 2 years, instead of working in the country for up to 2 years, it has been reduced to 18 months. With this particular rule, the PhD holders are not included. The government has realized that people work in fields that they were not trained for. For instance, let's say you did a master's in, let's say, engineering, and you end up going to work in a warehouse. The government don't want a situation whereby you work in a field that is different from your training. Do you see that? So it's a way the government is trying to challenge people or to streamline people to work in the field that they were trained for. If you're on this particular route, let's say to study before 1st January 2027, you're allowed to stay for 2 years. But after 1st January 2027, 18 months period will be applied to you. This particular set point is just something I just want to add up. Okay, it's not really something of significant. This is just something that would benefit the UK government, because they have realized that it would attract talent. So it is the high potential individual visa route. Just like I mentioned previously, people who has completed the 50 topmost universities are allowed to come into the country and look for a job, work, and settle for up to 2 years. But now the number has been doubled to about 100. Aside that, there has been a cap. So when I say a cap, I mean a cut-off number. So now the government is saying that 8,000 applicants can apply every year, not more than that. So when the number exceeds 8,000, the government is going to stop allowing applications. Before I go, let's do a complete recap of all I have said so that you can know which category you fall into, or if you know anyone who falls under this category. Okay, first one is the statelessness route, which favors those involved or those who are going to travel through this route, in the sense that dependents are now allowed to apply to join them in the country, and this takes effect from 11th November 2025. The second one is that Botswana now needs a visa to be able to travel to the United Kingdom, and this takes effect from 14th October to 25th November 2025. The third one is that English language requirement has been raised from B1 to B2, which takes effect from 8th January 2026. And then we have graduate route stay being decreased from 2 years to 18 months, which takes effect on 1st January 2027. The last one is the employer fee, which is the immigration skill charge, which has been increased, will take effect from 16th December 2025. In my next video, I'll be sharing with you a spectacular opportunity that I have just researched, an opportunity in Australia. Kindly subscribe to get more information regarding immigration. Okay, thank you so much guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye and take care.